I've flown on more flights than I care to remember. It used to be a very nerve-wracking experience. Now it's old hat. I'm used to it. I've been on enough flights, and I can't ever say that I've enjoyed traveling. I really don't. One of the reasons why I like working here at home is that I don't have to go very far, and I can still get my work done, whatever work happens to be for the day. There's a topic that's been thrown about, I guess in recent months, the question of whether or not electronics really need to be turned off, when the plane is taking off or landing. Whole debate, can't really get into, but we've written an article that does kind of get into it. Electronics on airplanes, safe or not? And there have been times, I admit, that I've forgotten to place my phone on airplane mode so that it was completely off and not sending a signal back and forth. But there were times that I was using Bluetooth and Wi-Fi on a plane that wasn't equipped for Wi-Fi, or I don't think any plane is really equipped for Bluetooth. Is it really a possibility that the signals that we're sending out, from every device on us could potentially disrupt the plane in some way? I don't know. It could be. I believe what it may boil down to is during the takeoff and landing process, it's not, I wouldn't say very stressful, but things could possibly go wrong, heaven forbid. And if they do go wrong, I'm guessing that the officials want you paying attention. And if you are paying attention, then you should, know kind of what to do instead of like spacing out during the airplane safety instructions, as some of us have done in the past, admittedly, but some of us have also heard it enough times to, just, oh, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for flying this airline. If you don't know how to put on a seatbelt by now, you deserve to fly out of your seat if something should happen. Seriously, they sound really mundane. And there are some people who are on every flight that's their first time ever on a flight. And that's okay. But turning off electronics? It is a possibility in some remote universe that the wireless signal, people are going to forget to turn off electronics. I've done it before, too. So is it safe to keep your electronics, your phones, turned on, or turning them off to make them feel like everything's okay? I don't know, because sometimes they have like on-air audio entertainment, so as you're taking off and landing or the whole flight, you can listen to things. And then that's distracting you. And sometimes they tell you to take the headphones off or your earbuds out. So I don't know if we've got the full story here. I think the bottom line is pay attention. I'm not going to say to keep your electronics on. I'm not a rebel like that. But I still do believe that, if this is what they're saying you should do, I mean, it's kind of like a terms of service. I'm like, okay, even though I don't necessarily agree with it, I don't understand it. Does it hurt me? Not really. I've never felt slighted or cheated having to turn off an electronic device during takeoff or landing. It didn't hurt me any. I definitely pay attention, though. I mean, when things are going on, anytime the turbulence, I'm white-knuckling it. I mean, even if it's a little bump, the worst part about flying is the turbulence. Can't stand it. And I would rather, honestly, if I could make it through a full flight without turbulence, in exchange for that, I wouldn't be able to use electronics at all. I would never use electronics on an airplane again. I hate turbulence. Hate it. See here. The Creative Geek notes this as I was looking for comments that were actually useful on YouTube Live here. As I said in the blog post, how long does it take to land and take off a plane? Are we really in that era that we can't do without gadgets for that short period of time that could potentially be life-saving if something drastic went wrong? Sometimes I wonder about people. That's kind of what I'm saying. So thank you for validating the things that we're talking about. Do you think that there's a big conspiracy about turning off electronics and that potentially it's in the same spectrum as the instruments on the plane, or is it just to get us to pay attention, which we're probably not going to do anyway, much like the people watching this video have probably tuned out by the time they've reached the end of it?